Welcome back, Talk family, and thank you so much for joining me on another exciting episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host. My name is Desh Chats, and joining me in studio today is Ntombi Mcoyi from InRise. Now, this is a very, very different interview that I'm conducting, and I think it's absolutely important for me to highlight what InRise actually does. So Ntombi is the founder and managing director of InRise Consulting, which specializes in fostering leadership in both individuals and in organizations. Her extensive history in conflict resolution, executive counseling, and transformative facilitation complements her psychosocial credentials and human rights training. It is such an honor to have such a strong and determined woman in studio today who is passionate about women empowerment as well. She's here to tell us more with regard to who InRise is and about her journey. So without further ado, let's welcome Ntombi, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions, MFC, and Evo Finance Bank. Hello, Ntombi.
Hello, Desh.
You are so spunky, and you don't look like a transformative educator, serious type of woman. So it's so refreshing to have someone that's relatable doing this work. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here. Lovely that this time has come.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so grateful for Letitia, who's from Kia, South Africa. Kia holds a very, special place in my heart and in my journey to my freedom in terms of GBV, rape, and my counseling journey. So I'm so glad to be sitting here with you. Ntombi, let's start off by you telling our viewers and telling me actually who you are and what is InRise all about.
Right, so InRise Consulting is about leadership development and also wellness. It's a wellness consultancy. And like the word InRise, it's really about looking for solutions first within. Also working with yourself so that you can then produce a better outcome in your own environment and in society. And when we specifically look at leadership development and also well-being, why we've put the two together is that in order for you to reach your goals or to thrive and to be productive, your mental health is very important.
Absolutely.
Your financial well-being is impacted. Your physical wellness is important as well. So we like to look at people as the asset in any kind of environment. You are the asset in your business. You are an asset in your family. And so when we look to companies as well, we portray and promote that companies should look after their employees, because it's the employees who look after the customers and help the business to actually thrive and grow.
So tell us about your journey leading up to InRise. How did this happen?
Right. So my journey is really, I'm a therapist by profession, a mental health practitioner, and also a human rights activist, but not just an activist, but a practitioner as well. So it was really about putting a combination of my skills that I've put into InRise because of wanting to contribute to people's lives, to society, to Africa as a whole. And really my journey as a person, as a human being, was really very much influenced through UNESCO Chair, being part of the UNESCO Chair Intergenerational Leadership Forum, being part of Human Rights with Africa Unite, and being a therapist and doing counseling initially with women and children who've been abused. And I remember sitting in an office after doing play therapy with a child who'd been abused. And I said, what happens if this child comes back? And I have to send the child back to the same environment where the abuse happened, because we have to wait for the system, whether it is the policing system and the legal system, to take its course. I need to send the child back to the place where the abuse happened. And so I said, I don't want to be part of seeing individuals, children, women, over and over talking the same thing. There's a problem that we're having in society, in communities, and we are dealing with children, with women, taking them out of the environment or doing therapy with them as if they have the problem, but no one is sorting out the environment that caused the problem.
Right.
And so for me, it took me further. It was about being in a position to affect communities, to affect the system, to affect policies, and doing it in an educational way.
That's what I was going to say.
And that's where human rights came in. Doing the human rights education, helping people to understand their human rights, but also understanding the responsibilities that we have to ourselves, to each other, in creating human rights environments. And also in healing people and helping them to heal.
Right.
It's more important for me that we help to prevent such things from happening.
So I'm also a certified rape and GBV counselor and trauma and suicide counselor. And that's my biggest challenge right now, is that I'm doing these virtual counseling sessions, and unfortunately I have to see my subject or my patient being sent back into that environment. And I've been assigned to rape suicide victims, which means next week I don't see them anymore. So that's you've highlighted something that's so important, educating the people of the environment that's actually contributing to that child's mental state of health.
Yes.
So that is critical. It's something, hats off to you. How are you going about doing this though?
So as InRise Consulting, we are going into schools and doing workshops with schools, targeting primary schools, going in doing anti-bullying campaigns. Because when we look at whether gender-based violence, whatever it is, and mental health, it really starts at a young age. So we're doing the campaigns, anti-bullying campaigns. We're doing support groups for youth.
Okay.
With regards to gender-based violence, we're doing support groups for men, because men have come to us and said, we also want a platform where we can talk, where we can be heard. Men are also going through gender-based violence, but also being able to assist men who commit gender-based violence as well, and then as well in therapy. But we're promoting a lot of our automotive companies that we are providing services to, that, you know, the information about mental health, information about gender-based violence.
Right. So Ntombi, in light of everything that we have discussed, is there anything that you'd like to highlight in terms of a message that you'd like to impart to our viewers about InRise and how they can empower you and your organization to take this one step further? All
right. The message is really, as InRise Consulting, we are about creating a service that's for people. For us, it's about impact. And so we really go into the research of what will help a person. We ask you, what is it that you need in terms of your mental health, in terms of being able to express yourself? And for us, it is providing the mental health services in a holistic way. It's not just about mental health, but financial well-being. Financial well-being has shown to be a huge stress on people's lives that may actually lead to aggression in relationships. Right. Physical wellness, if you're not able to get up in the morning and to go to work, it affects not only you and your life cycle, but everyone that you are trying to be there for.
Okay, so Ntombi, is there a way in which our community can get a hold of you in terms of, do you need financial support?
Yes,
Okay,
most definitely.
so sponsorships?
Sponsorship
Okay.
with regards to the campaigns that we do,
Okay.
our youth leadership, our youth leadership campaigns, in terms of supporting our support groups, because we want to reach the community. And not everyone who needs help can afford services like individual counseling. So we are making this available to the people who need it, everyone.
Absolutely.
And this is where people can support.
Yes, and we want to see this transformation in terms of educating, as you said, holistically, the nation, so that we can see a better future and the next generation would just be more empowered due to the knowledge that they will gain of the programs that you are willing to give. So please, if you can get hold of Ntombi, we are going to put up all of the information on the captions. So please support. That's what we need. Organizations like ours need financial support.
Yes.
We need support in every way in terms of empowering us so that we can empower. So Ntombi, thank you very much for that. Any last words from a therapist, so that you can give to our females in the motoring trade, or our females that are following our platforms, in terms of taking care of their mental health?
Right. Your dreams matter. And in order to reach your dreams, you need to take care of you today, of your mental state, of your well-being, because you are the asset that will lead you to your dreams.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Oh wow, thank you Ntombi for that. Short and sweet, but really extremely powerful, just like you. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Desh. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. So I'm going to leave you, my viewers, with this saying, this quote that just captivated me right now. I'm going to change it up a little though. So it says that positive thinking, positive thinking and a strong mental state of health that you may think you have, isn't ignoring your problems. So it's having the confidence to deal with them. So do not think that you are okay. You need to make sure that you have the confidence to deal with the problems that you have. Ladies, it's so difficult to promote cooperation, understanding, and empathy when individuals are separated. It makes it more difficult to utilize everyone's potential and contributions regardless of their origins, and that's what we're doing here. I've invited someone that's not really in our network in terms of automotive or the motoring industry, but it's because I believe that we can contribute to each other's organizations in terms of empowering women. True achievement requires collaboration, inclusivity, and an understanding of our common humanity. So we can create a more peaceful and successful society by encouraging tolerance, equality, and respect for others. I want to encourage you today to make every person you come into contact with feel like they belong and are on equal footing with you. We all want to feel like we belong to a group that we are part of. As long as we are divided in the name of religion, race, caste, gender, nationality, there can be no true success for humanity. And with that, I would like to remind you that the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop